Welcome in. Just Kings coming up next.
Welcome in, everyone. Recapping Kings' loss to the New Jersey Devils.
Yeah, we got a disappointing one to go over. 5-2 loss over the Devils. Yeah, they just looked sloppy the whole game. I mean, especially coming off the games we were playing the top division leaders, and then we play Devils, another good team. It's just disappointing to see that we didn't come out the same way that we came out against the Stars, the Knights, even the Bruins. So, just disappointing to see. Yeah. All right, let's get into the first point. Kevin Fiala continues to be the best player on the Kings right now. I mean, continuing his streak. I think that's 6 goals in 3 games. That's pretty good. That's gonna play. I think that's like 9 points as well in the same 3 games. So he's doing good.
Yeah, he's getting it done, man. I mean, there's not much else to be said other than he's really a spark on this team, statistically and legitimately. Like he is the all-star of the Kings for a reason. So
Yeah,
it's been fun to watch.
and I mean, I know we said we came out really bad and didn't play good, but that first period that we had was really good. I mean, we played with a lot of pace there. I mean, we drew 3 penalties in the first period alone, gave ourselves that opportunity to score that power play goal. I mean, it's just that's the really disappointing part of this game is that we played really good in that first period, and then we come out in the next 2 and we play like crap. So
Yeah,
that's just it sucks, man. It's no other word for it. But yeah. Terrible. All right, so another player. Next point, Rasmus Kupari. I just want to say that he's been proving himself. He's been playing really good ever since we called him out on one podcast. That he's been playing really good recently. I mean, on the penalty kill, he's looking really good and back check. So he's taking that defensive mind to heart. He's really starting to get it done. And then one thing in the first period, he had that 1-on-3 board battle. He won it. He got a shot on net. It was a terrible one, but goalie froze it. Set up the next shift to start in the O-zone, which was really good play from. And it was during a shift change as well, so they keep that puck down there. And it was just a dump and chase to set up the next shift, which was something we want to see out of our fourth liners.
Yeah, absolutely. He's doing well. He's just kind of starting to he's using his body, but he's also just starting to play like with confidence and use that speed of his, which a lot of top prospects don't necessarily do right away. They're kind of timid. He's starting to be more assertive. I think that's why he's being successful. I mean, we're talking about a 22-year-old here.
Yeah. I mean, him being the only right-handed centerman that we have on the team, he could have a solid fourth-line center job for a long time and hopefully move up in the depth charts. But, like, he's the one other right-handed centerman that we have in our prospect pool as well. I don't think we have another righty unless I'm forgetting somebody.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he could really solidify himself this season as centersman for the next coming years for the Kings.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Quinn Byfield. I mean, I wrote down a couple of points on him in the first period. I was just going to be talking about how he's having good chemistry with his line mates now. They're starting to have good shifts in the O-zone. I mean, I'm not saying that they didn't have them, but they're starting to have consistent ones. And then he started messing up. Second period, third period, 2 bad giveaways at the center of the ice. I mean, yeah, it's really hard to see that, especially in a game where we can't get any offense going, but we have to understand that he's still a kid. He's still 20 years old, and those are the first bad mistakes that we saw from him in a while.
I'm frozen.
I was going to say, I think Drew's frozen again.
There we go.
Oh, look who's back. Look who's back. Decided to come back to the podcast.
Yep.
Yep.
There we go. All right. Just had to take a freeze a little bit. We're all right.
All right, so yeah, you heard everything that I said about QB, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know he's still a kid, but it's just hard to see, especially when the whole offense isn't playing well, and he has 2 bad giveaways in the second and third period. So, I mean, it's just tough to see. But I mean, I do like how the Kings went down to 2 lines there at the end to really try and get good defense or a good offense from them, having that Kopi line with Fiala up there, and then to the no line. So it was nice to see that we could actually stack our lines when we need it, like the Oilers kind of do. So yeah.
Yeah.
And then our power play. I mean, I don't know how much you remember of it, but we have a lot different looks now. Like Kopi's starting to get out his slapper, and I mean, he should. He has
Yeah,
a really good shot. I mean, just thinking about it,
I just
like,
like the. I mean, sorry to jump in, but I just like the idea of like in years past, the Kings have been super predictable,
hmm
and dude, our power play looked like my 6-year-old cousin's like hockey team trying to run a power play, but like but now they're starting to do like different setups. They have different. Well, they get a good entry most of the time, and then once they get set up, it's like, all right, this we don't know where what they're gonna do, and like implementing Kopi Slapper, or setting up Kempe with a 1T, or like
hmm
Jersey just ripping a shot sometimes, like, and then you also have Kempe and Doughty with a 1T, like that's so unpredictable, and that's why we're seeing success.
Yeah, and also just all five of those guys on the top line, they can play anywhere, like any position. Like I know normally Velarde is the guy in front of the net. Normally we have Kempe as the bumper man. Like that's our typical setup. Like that's a setup that they try to do. But then you see plays where like Fiala's in the bumper, Kopi's in front of the net, Velarde's down at the goal line trying to get a one timer. Like there's just so
Yeah,
many different setups and they're interchangeable now, which I think really helps them being unpredictable. Like they're not in the same spot every time, which is nice to see.
yeah, it doesn't make it so flat.
hmm Yeah. Oh, this next point. You're gonna love this next point.
Was it Jonathan Quick?
Jonathan Quick.
All right, we'll be here for like an hour. Sorry, guys.
All right, so
Um,
first of all,
yeah,
just to give a baseline of what we're seeing, he has to stop that 2-on-1. I mean, I know 2-on-1s that can be a good shot, but that one wasn't that good of a shot. It was below his blocker, I believe. Savable shot. Terrible third goal. Like there's no way around it. And then he just continues not to be a good goalie anymore. Like I know he's the goalie of the Kings. He'll forever go down as probably the best goalie in Kings history. But he just doesn't look comfortable. I mean, no wins in 46 days. A month and a half that he hasn't gotten a win in yet. And I mean, what else can you say about him?
I'm just trying to compose myself.
You're just into him right now.
Um, I mean, we're talking about Jonathan Quick. Obviously, his number is going to get retired, so this has nothing to do with me just being a Quick hater. Like, dude, I'm a Quick lover. Like that man brought 2 cups to LA. His number is going to get retired, and you can make an argument that he's the best American goalie ever.
hmm
Um, but at this point, we're talking about the Kings fighting for a playoff spot, and really trying to solidify themselves out of this rebuild. And when you start a guy like Quick, who I think is, I don't know what his, he is like, what was his WAR? We were just talking about it. Or I think it was like a negative -0.8 wins above replacement. And he's like the 70th in the league on that.
hmm
And then Cal Peterson's right behind him with like a -1 or something WAR,
hmm
which is wins above replacement. Obviously, negative is not good. But to sit Phoenix Copley after he's had so many rest days.
And when we're gonna have
And,
these 4 rest days right now as well.
yeah, and then also like he's been 10-2. Like to me, that's just a pretty bad decision. Like keep Quick. Obviously, you're not going to waive him. Um, maybe you. Well, I'll talk about this after actually, but you got to keep starting Copley while he's like winning games,
hmm
for sure. And you're not going to waive him obviously because he's Jonathan Quick, but maybe you just keep scratching him and that's fine. And like, because he's obviously not in a good spot, um, revolving hockey. So
hmm
I have a question for you. So what do you think is next for the Kings in goaltending?
I mean, I think you gotta just goalies. I mean, Copley's your number one goalie right now. It's crazy to me. I know Todd McClellan probably has a lot of respect for Quick, and probably a lot of guys in the locker room absolutely love the guy and have respect for him. But we're the way the Pacific is sorting out right now, we gotta keep winning games. I mean, everybody's starting to heat up. The Oilers, the Flames, the Kraken are still going. Vegas Knights are slowing down a little, but they're still on good pace, and we're gonna have back-to-back games. That's when you're gonna have to throw Quick in there. I don't think we should be giving him the Devils game. If anything, we should give him the Sharks game, but we throw him in against the better team for some reason. But I don't know. I mean, there's no other real option right now besides Copley in my mind. Peterson's been struggling a little bit down at the AHL, so who else is going to be in goal for the Kings?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's pretty much my exact answer.
Yeah.
And you just keep scratching Quick until we need him on a back-to-back. And back-to-backs are already tough enough to win, so it's fine.
I mean, we have two coming up in the next 2 weeks, so he'll get 2 starts coming up here. And maybe if he gets closer starts together, you'll get more in a rhythm, and then we'll have a 1A, 1B sort of type. But I don't know. Hopefully he can start figuring out. And I mean, I wrote these notes down. I thought they were just pretty funny. But when we had an empty net, I think Jersey had a better save percentage in net than Quick did. Jersey had a couple of kick saves there.
It's not good.
But yeah, I mean, one thing that Copley brings, and I know we don't really notice it too much because he's not making like the sprawling diving saves, but their goalie, Blackwood, had 3 clutch saves. He had the Jad 1-0. He had the Fiala 1-0, which had a penalty, so it wasn't like that dangerous of a shot. And then he also saved the penalty shot. I mean, like those 3 are clutch saves in the third period that saved the game for them. Like if he lets 2 of those in, it's a tie game. So
yeah.
And then my last point that I got, maybe you got something else to add after this, but the third period we just came out really flat-footed and looked terrible. I mean, I thought being down 4-2, we'd come out really hot, trying to get more opportunities on offense, start cheating that way, but we just couldn't get out of our own defensive zone and out of the neutral zone. So it was just really weird to see after seeing a really hot Kings team for the last 12 games that we come out and play this bad in the third and second period. So but we'll see. We'll see if they bounce back from it.
Yeah, I mean, you hit every part on the head. I don't even got anything else to add.
Yeah. Oh, actually, one more thing. Our top power play, we talked about them a little bit earlier, but they have 6 goals in the last 3 games. 2 goals per game on the power play. That is crazy. Just from the top line alone. I think the second line had a goal in one of the games as well, so it's crazy to see that. But, yeah.
It's good to see.
All right. We got the Stars coming up on Thursday at home. Another top divisional team, so hopefully we can bounce back, get a win, scratch points. We got it with the Oilers and Flames heating up. It's gonna be a scary division. But yeah, I saw this graphic. It was predictions off of who's gonna make the playoffs, second round, third round, finals, and then win the cup. And they projected the Kings to make the playoffs at 82.5%, and then also to win the cup at 3.9%. So you got a chance. Some teams didn't even have a chance in the Stanley Cup, so feel good.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. This is feeling a little bit like the 2012 team, where they kind of just got, and then you never know, they could just get hot and make a run, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like you never know, and I know you and I will be going to some playoff games for sure.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think for Kings fans, like this is starting to get really exciting because of what you just said. Mm-hmm. Playoffs, chance to win a cup, it's fun.
Yeah. All right. Any standout players, positive or negative, from you?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go Jonathan Quick. I'll take the easy one. Just a negative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, just letting in some goals that shouldn't be let in. Just frustrating. It's hard to win a game like that.
Yeah. I'm going to take Quinn Byfield also for the negative. I mean, yeah, he's been playing really good lately, but he took that dumb penalty in the first period, just grabbing the guy, holding him, pulling him back, and then also 2 bad giveaways. Granted, they didn't lead to a goal exactly, but they led to 2 high dangerous chances that you just got to clean up. And I mean, it could have just been an off day for the whole Kings team, so nothing specifically against him, but just disappointing to see after he's been playing so well lately.
Yeah. And I got one more. It's just going to be the defenseman. It's kind of weird to see how they play a little bit differently with Quick, but obviously that's because they don't have as much confidence. But I thought they did a pretty decent job of still blocking shots, especially at the start of the game. Blocking shots and limiting chances through. That's like a big deal.
Yeah, we had 17 blocked shots, and then 12 of them came from our defensemen. So defensemen were still blocking shots. It seems like the forwards don't like to block shots for Jonathan Quick.
Yeah.
All right, and then my last player, I'll give a positive. Kevin Fiala just continues to be that guy for the Kings, so it's just nice to see from him. But yeah, I think that wraps up our podcast for the Devils game. Hopefully we bounce back on Thursday against the Stars. Thanks for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe if you guys haven't already, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Go Kings, go.